Good morning, everyone. My name is Kieth Cabahug, and today I will be the one representing for our group about our assigned programming language called Swift. So let's start. What is Swift? Swift is a general-purpose multi-paradigm compiled programming language for developing iOS and OS, XtvOS, watchOS applications. So Swift is also used in the application and also in the device, the gadget mobile device or gadget device called the iPhone and iPads. And also, Swift can be also used in making mobile applications. It is developed by Apple Incorporation. It is powerful and intuitive language which is easy to learn. Swift code is safe, precise, and runs very fast. As you can see, Swift programming language has modern features that is way easier and more simpler, especially if you have a um, experience in programming language. Next is the history of programming languages of Swift. Swift was introduced in 2014 at Apple's Worldwide Developer Conference. The development of Swift was started in 2010 by Chris Latner with other programmers, Doug Greger, John McCall, Ted Kremenek, and Joe Grove at Apple. The basic idea of Swift was taken from Objective-C, Rust, Haskell, Ruby, Python, C++, C Sharp, CLU, and many other programming languages. So, more like this Swift programming language is the results more uh, of more research about other programming language. More like it is the latest version of it. Swift version history. The first version is the Swift 1.0 was released in 2014 of September 9. Then the latest version is Swift 4.2 which is released in 2018 September 17. The advantage and disadvantage of Swift. Swift is open source and easy to learn, especially if you have an experience of programming languages like C, C++, then um, then learning Swift is easy. Swift is fast, safe, and expressive. Yes, because one of the features of Swift was to regulate the memory usage when making a code or syntax of Swift. Then it is safe because of its security and expressive because its code is pretty much understandable. Swift is the future of Apple development because because Swift is the language that was created by Apple and also it can be upgraded too. Swift is enterprise ready. Swift is approachable and familiar. C and C++ code can be added by Swift programmer into Swift applications. Yes, this can be used because C and C++ is one of the programming language that they have been studied, and pretty much C is the main programming language that is one of the basic programming language. Then the disadvantages. The language is still quite young and latent pool is limited. So of course, uh, the Swift language is very young because it's still new. Then it it needs more improvements. Then Swift is considered a moving target as it is a new language and a number of Swift programmers are few. That is why Apple today are still hiring of programmers that knows about Swift. Then also it has poor interoperability with third-party tools and IDEs, lack of support for earlier iOS versions. Swift syntax. Programs are made of statements executed sequentially. More than one statement is allowed per editor line when separated by semicolon. So when I see the examples of Swift, I have seen that Swift doesn't need a semicolon when you create a statement. You can put a semicolon there, but it is advisable not to. It is more like you create the statement itself. That's why it is simple and more understandable. The units of work in Swift are modularized using functions and organized into types. Functions accept one or more parameters and return values. So, in order to add information, Swift is an object-oriented programming which has class, methods, and functions. So that is why it is. But the some of its features is it accepts one or more parameters and return values. Next is the data types of Swift. As you can see, the data types of Swift are pretty much the same of C, and that is integers, float, double, bool, character, string, but it has an additional called in integers. It has a uint, that is the 0 to 2 to the power of 32 bit. Then it has also optional and tuples. And to learn more about Swift, these here are the reference. These are the links to learn more about Swift programming languages. And the rules of assignment in our group is our leader is Jemuel Rivero, and today I'm the presenter, and the researchers are Jerose Masayao and Nathaniel Nocalan. So that's all. Thank you and God bless.